loud. Let's figure this out. Stream's messing up and everything. Scuff stream already. Wonder how loud that is. We'll find out. Let's get rid of this. Well, no, we can just hop right into it. think we're ready to go. Yeah. Let's get rid of... Yeah, that's me. Hey. We'll turn that off. Hello, guys. Welcome to the stream. I think everything looks good. Everything look good? Yeah. So welcome to the stream. We're going to be streaming for quite a while today. I'm thinking maybe 3 hours. Gonna try to make it my longest live stream ever. The longest one before this was 2 hours and 30 something minutes. So we're gonna try to go for 3. Shout out to Cole. Stop making that deep voice. I wish I could. No, I don't. Does my voice sound fake? Can you imagine if it was my face, or not my face, my voice was all a lie this whole time? Congrats to Argentina on the World Cup win. I mean, Argentina, France is the most basic World Cup ever. But this World Cup was fun. It was a good time, wasn't it? But we are going to get into the questions. Once I can change something here. We got about 300 people in here already. Awesome, guys. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here in the stream. Gonna have a good time. I think that slow mode should be good. Okay. And let's get into the questions. My voice does sound deeper. Well, that's probably because on YouTube, the YouTube Cole Hastings is... I'll get to that super chat. The YouTube Cole Hastings is... And this is how I talk because I want to be charismatic on YouTube and I want people to stay engaged with the video. So that's YouTube Cole Hastings. This is more real Cole Hastings, these live streams. This is a little too loud for me. Turn that down. All right. Now we're going to get into the questions. So you guys can ask me any questions you want. We're also going to kind of base at least the start of the stream around male loneliness, why it's happening, what we can do about it, and we'll get some good conversations flowing. But I'm going to address the super chat first. Thank you, Virex. It's pretty obvious if you have majority of men not having relationships and even friendships that they'll stop working. It's over, truly. Well, stop working how? What do you mean stop working? Like they'll stop even finding a reason to work in general in life towards something? I think a lot of men are like that, but to say that men's only purpose for working is relationships, a lot of people like to say everything always comes back to getting women. I think that's too much of a blanketed statement. I think people do things for themselves because they enjoy it, because it makes their lives joyful. But a lot of things, they do just come back to seeking a relationship. For real. But our majority of men not having relationships, I think it is getting worse. There's gonna have to be some sort of like tipping point. Get rid of this pull. Like eventually it's gonna get so bad to the point where, I don't know, either things are gonna equal out and we're gonna have to like realize like, okay, this way that things are going is not working at all. We need to do something about it. Or I don't know what the other option is, to be honest. But to say it's over, I mean, okay. This type of mindset is the type of mindset that people have in every single generation. Every single generation of every human race. It's just... I don't want to say it's not a big deal because it is what's happening, but I don't think it's over, right? I just think it's much more difficult for men to find a relationship with women. And this is why I was talking about in my video about Gen Z, how I think men in particular, but everybody, like, once you get to the point where you don't really care if you're alone or not, and you can enjoy your time being alone, because like even if you really don't enjoy your time being alone right now, then when you're with a girlfriend, that's probably you're gonna result in complications and issues farther down the line, because if you're relying on her to feel like you're worth something, if you can't feel like you're worth something on your own right now, then even if you do get in a relationship, that's going to cause problems, I think. So getting to the point where you're like just okay with being alone, with enjoying your space, having that alone time, that's the point you got to get to before you even consider like a relationship, I think. But I kind of want to just like go over all the reasons why male loneliness is on the rise. And thank you for the donation, Virex. I think you've donated again. Gen Z and on are not going to uphold the job market to maintenance levels. COVID plus this economy plus this issue, nothing we've seen in modern times. Yeah, it's nothing we've ever seen before. But every problem that continued to happen in life throughout the past 2,000 years, we keep getting new problems that we've never seen before. And humans know how to deal with them eventually. Right now, everything's fucked. We don't really know what we're doing. And there's a lot of problems. But humans, I know I'm an optimistic human, but I feel like humans always find a way to survive and figure things out. But uphold the job market to maintenance levels. Yeah, a lot of more people are working for themselves. And there's a common thing, like, I want to know, because I'm 25, I haven't been in school for a few years now. Do you guys think that, like, the majority of people, if you're a teenager or you're in college, like, the majority of the people in your classes just want to be influencers? Like, they just want to be YouTubers, they just want to work for themselves? Is that, like, all you see? Or do a lot of Gen Z people actually just want to be all these different types of jobs, like carpenters, construction workers, etc.? Stuff that a lot of people think is not happening. But I don't know. Like, I still see... Okay, people are saying yes to a few things. I don't know why my chat keeps freezing. That's kind of a problem. I'm trying to figure out. Said yes, 100%, yes, no. Why does my chat keep freezing? And I appreciate the donations, Virex. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs. Why is the chat freezing? Should I try to get another one up here? Here, let's see what it does now. I mean, it keeps freezing and unfreezing, but I mean, it's unfrozen now. But let's go over, maybe I can write them on screen. Millennials are just as lonely as Gen Z. I think that's pretty true. I'm on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial. And a lot of millennials commented on my Gen Z video. Slow mode makes chat pause so people can read. But I don't have slow mode on the chat on OBS though. see what some people said. I'm in school to be a glassblower, so yes. In my class, it's hard to find anyone who certainly knows his future job. Well, I think that's pretty common when you're young anyway. Slow mode is on? Yes, I know slow mode is on, but the chat on my screen is freezing. Is it freezing for you guys? Let me find out. Yeah, it's frozen for you guys. The chat on screen. So I'm trying to figure that out. Maybe if I delete it and put it back. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's go with this one again. Let's hope that works. So it seemed like some of you guys said that quite a few people just want to be influencers. Not everybody can be an influencer. That's the problem. Maybe that could be a problem that is worth talking about. It seems like everyone wants to be an influencer. Let me address these donations. Did it freeze again? Let's see. Yes, it did freeze again. Nice. Scuffed. Let me look this up, actually. Freezing chat box. Streamlabs. Alright, you know what? Let's just keep going. Because I got a few donations to address. Anxiety on the low, thank you very much for the $4.99. Is it okay to overwork and plan out every day to cope with loneliness? Does discipline, in your opinion, lead to freedom? I think I definitely used overworking to cope with loneliness when I first broke up with when my girlfriend broke up with me a couple years ago. I really just put my nose to the grindstone and focused on YouTube. I think to an extent that's okay, as long as during that process you are still taking the time to accept your emotions and to allow yourself to be sad, and not just like once you be sad you're like, no, fuck this, I'm getting lost in the work. Because if you don't take the time to reflect on what happened, why it happened, and accept what happened, I think then if your work overtakes you, you'll never get to that point. So there's to some extent you should be working hard on yourself during that time when you feel alone, but I don't think it's going to completely get rid of the feelings of loneliness. You more so need to become more okay with just being alone and doing nothing. But working and planning out every day is good, but overwork all the time to the point where you're stressed and you're hating your life, don't do that. But I do think like planning out your days and doing a lot of stuff with your day is a great way to cope with loneliness. And does discipline, in your opinion, lead to freedom? I would say yes, in a lot of ways. If you sacrifice a few years of your life and really work on something and try to become almost the best at it or the best at it, you're giving yourself so much more freedom for the rest of your life. And that's what I have kind of come to eventually after 5 years of working on YouTube. So Thank you for that dono. Was not expecting all these donations. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hey Cole, I'm an incel, quite black pill guy with a recessing chin. I take care of myself, but I'm sad because I feel I'm not enough to have a relationship. Well, first thing is, if you feel like you're not enough for a relationship, then you're gonna exude that sort of energy to a woman, and that immediately is gonna make her not want to be in a relationship. If she can tell you don't feel good about yourself, she's gonna know and pick that up. But why? So getting to the point where you feel enough just by yourself, this is what we all need to do anyway. Even if you think like you're not good enough for a relationship, which I don't think is the case. I think that what a lot of, I don't know what your standards are like either, but I feel like a lot of people don't have realistic standards as well, and that causes them to not find a relationship. But I don't know if that's actually your problem. So with a recessing chin, I take care of myself, but I'm sad because I feel like I'm not enough. Well, you have to get to the point also, and I've said this in my video, which is there's no reason for men to date in their 20s, which was clickbait. You need to get to the point, before you even consider getting in a relationship, you need to get to the point where you're okay with potentially never being in a relationship. Every person needs to get to that point. Like, you have to ask yourself, what if you never get in a relationship? What if you never find somebody? Will you still be able to go on living? Or is the primary purpose of your life to find someone else to complete your life? And that shouldn't be a yes. I don't think so. So that's what I would say. And I think if you get to that point and you continue working on yourself and you have realistic standards, I think you can find somebody. But you're probably really young as well. I'm just assuming you're probably younger than me. You got plenty of time. So just keep doing things for you. If it happens, awesome. Like, pursue it and see if it happens. But a recessing chin, if you think that's like it's over for you because you have a recessing chin, like, nah, I don't. I think there's so much more that attracts women than what you consider to be a recessing chin, but I don't even know what you look like. So you might not even have what you think as bad as you do. So that's what I would say. And thank you for that dono. I want to answer some question in the chat before I get to the next donation. And I know it keeps freezing and it stinks. Maybe I can watch this. Let's see, I'm gonna watch this. Chat box. It's like my internet is bad right now, it seems like. It's like my internet is being garbage or something because I'm like streaming, doing a bunch of different things. I don't know if this is actually gonna help me. That's not gonna help me. Useless video suite. I have to deal with the chat freezing all the time. That's not fun. Okay, let's get into another message. I'm finding it very hard after a breakup. I don't have many people to talk with due to introvert nature. Also, let me know if the music's too loud, guys. Finding it very hard after a breakup. I don't have many people to talk to due to introvert nature. Please help me. So, the biggest piece of advice I always give people after a relationship is if you want to let go of your relationship, you must outgrow the version of yourself that you were. It's a little too loud, okay. You must outgrow the version of yourself that you were when you were in the relationship. Because a lot of people I've seen, they still leave me comments like 3 years later, I am still not over my ex, and it's like something there is happening because 3 years later, time should have healed by then. At that point, it's like traumatic and whoa, holy shit. Yo, Wesley, $100, dude, that is insane. Wow. Thank you, Wesley. Wesley with the 100, keep doing God's work. Thank you so much, bro. Wow. That is huge. I am going to help buy my parents some Christmas presents with that money. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. So, to outgrow the version of yourself that was in the relationship, start doing the things you've been like hesitant to do because you were in the relationship and you didn't have much time, or like just like I don't know, like I still have my significant other here. So what is some stuff that you've been wanting to do that you haven't done in a while, or that you've never done? Start picking that up and using the time that you usually would have spent with your girl or boyfriend, I don't know, to do stuff like that. And more you'll become a different person, or a new version of yourself, that I think and at that point I think it becomes much easier to just let go of what happened. But in the initial stages, if you've just gone through the breakup, you really need to take some time to accept what happened, allow yourself to feel sad. If you have people to talk to, that's even better about what happened, who will listen to you. Yeah, just taking time to really accept what happened. Know that it's happened. Know that there are a lot more things that you're going to accomplish and do in your life, and this is just a small bump in the road. That is what you need to focus on. And you will get to that point. I know it seems like right now it's never-ending loneliness and pain and suffering. But through that suffering, you're going to come out of it a much stronger person. You're going to have learned something from this relationship. You're going to have grown, as long as you outgrow the version of yourself that you were when in the relationship. And we got to get back, way back. I got to go. You are amazing, Cole Hastings. Thank you for the $3, Riley. I appreciate you. Mystic with the $19.99. I'm just gotta keep up. Thank you, guys. Would you say that with the mind being malleable, you can definitely be successful by implementing such concepts and ideas like the ones brought up by Maxwell Maltz and changing the self-image? By the way, love your content. Okay, so I don't know who Maxwell Maltz is, but changing your mindset. Okay, let me look up Maxwell. I guess I will. Maxwell Maltz. I don't know. I'll just look up what he does. Psycho-cybernetics. Okay. Self-image controls our ability and inability to achieve any goal. I think that there's a lot of truth to that. I think that your self-image kind of controls everything. Your identity, what you identify as, is one of the driving forces in your life. And this has been explained in books like, what's his name? Atomic Habits by James Clear. He talks about changing your identity to match the person that you want to be. And so I think there's a lot of truth to that. It's very, very powerful to think about who you want to be and become it. But if you think you can just think your way out of something or think your way to being successful, you got to put in action too. Like, it can't just be about changing your self-image. If you want to really convince yourself that you are a new person and you're a more developed person, you have to do the things that will convince yourself of being that person. And the mind is very malleable. You can do that. Anybody who is watching this can do that. It's very hard at different points in your life, depending at what point in your life you're at. But you can change the way you look at yourself. Anybody has that capability. Neuroplasticity proves that. The way you can change how you feel about something literally changes the synapses in your brain and changes your reality. But action is also required. Sorry guys, I'm also eating. I wish my chat wasn't freezing. Does it bother you guys that the chat is freezing? Let me pull up my stream. 355 here. 355 peeps. Appreciate y'all. Alright. I don't want to fucking chew into the mic. I'm not an ASMR streamer. Virex with another 5. Thank you. If you can't attract any women, it's correlated with not having friends as an adult, in my opinion. Those two things can be correlated because it can show that you lack social skills and you lack the knowledge required to attract human beings in general, potentially. So yeah, that could be correlated. I swear I missed something. $4.99 from Eshelak Design. Thank you very much. Wife left me 3 years ago because of my low libido. I only want to have sex once a month. Did testosterone therapy still feel the same? Try again? Try testosterone therapy again, like TRT? You can stay on it for a while, I'm pretty sure, but are you still active? Only want to have sex once a month. Did testosterone therapy still feel the same? I mean, a lot of your low libido could come from your lifestyle. So just doing testosterone therapy and thinking a lot of things are going to change and you're going to feel more libido, probably not really. But I'm not an expert on these things. It will definitely make you feel better, but also changing your lifestyle to being more active, to drinking a lot of water, not eating junk food. I think that'll really help you doubly. So you should focus on that as well. Now, let's get into more questions. Thank you for that, Dono. I feel like we should really talk about the male loneliness thing. I could write on the screen, like, what are some things? The reason that male loneliness in general is just rising. I mean, there's social media. There is standards for women in terms of getting a relationship, I suppose, increasing because, especially on, well, at least on dating apps, at the very least. And that's where a lot of people even meet each other and go about doing those things these days. They have way more options. Lack of community. There's a lack of community out there because, I mean, it's easy to get some sense of social connection inside, and people are very comfortable staying inside because we have so much access to so much stimulation and short-term pleasures right at our fingertips. So the need to go do something and be entertained, I think, is a huge one, because the best way people could entertain themselves before the internet, before TV, was literally just going out to a bar or like playing a game with a bunch of friends. There was nothing really to do alone that was entertaining. That entertaining, besides like writing maybe. So those are the things I can think of. You guys, let me know in the chat as well. We'll go over some more as to why loneliness is rising. We got a 20 from Jonathan Mercado, my boy. Dude, you have been in here so much. I feel like, aren't you a patron as well? I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. My dudes, Cole's got principles that podcasters in their 40s are cluing into. This wisdom is fire. Thank you, man. Way too nice. I consider myself a very average person, but thank you. Appreciate it. That's a really nice comment. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And a 9.99 from Bracken Schweider. I think there comes a point where you just have to force yourself to be social. Take charge of your social life and get uncomfortable once in a while. Your social life is what you build it to be. I think for the most part that is true. Your social life is how much effort you put into finding friends. More so than just like, more so than just like going out a few times. For some people, it's going to take longer to find those people that they genuinely connect with, especially now. I talked about this, how people do seem a little more superficial these days because they're more focused on outwardly appearances. But there's still people out there. It's going to be harder to find. But almost everybody's going to find that if they try hard enough and they continue to try and they don't get discouraged by rejection. Yes, I think you can, especially if you go to like the app Meetup and you can look for groups online. There's so many resources online to find people in real life now. You can definitely find something to join, like a recreational group of sports, whatever. Like you putting in the effort to do so will cause tremendous gains in your life. So for the most part, I think that is true. Let's see what people have said about loneliness. Why it's on the rise. Suburbia makes everyone lonely, and even big cities are just filled with cars and no social places besides restaurants that are trying to turn you over for profit. Suburbia, I feel like suburbia, though, is less lonely than cities. As backwards as that sounds, because in suburbs, you like know all your neighbors, and you like, I feel like the suburbs is where there's like community-based things. In the city, everyone's just focused on work and themselves. Don't you think? Thank you, Marco.io for the $4.99. What are your thoughts on ChatGPT? Could take the perspective however you want, though keep it within the topic of self-help. Thank you for the $4.99. Yeah, so GPT, for those who don't know, I think it's like an AI software that writes your scripts and other things for you, like emails for you, and then you just have to go back and modify a few things. I think a lot of people are going to start using it. I think it's going to become a very prominent thing for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, in terms of AI in general, I think that some things will just never be replaced by AI. And in terms of writing, I think there's always some... You can feel when there's a human element to writing and when it's not written by an AI, no matter how advanced that AI is. I'm just speculating, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think... I believe in that no matter how much AI gets advanced, like, you're gonna be able to tell if there's a human element to that person's writing. Maybe I'm wrong, and I think that people will always value the human aspect to creative things. And maybe in the future it'll become even more valuable than it is now because it'll be rarer. Like art, if all art is made by AI in the future, then technically human-made art is more valuable because it's more rare. Something like that, I don't know. Does that make sense? Thanks for the dono. I want to address something because keep asking about energy practice. I see you in the comments a lot on my videos. Do you think you'll ever do a video on psilocybin, how it can help break thought patterns and create a new perspective? Good tool for loneliness in general. I have talked about psychedelics in the past on my channel. I've made a couple videos on it. If you look up like Cole Hastings psychedelics, you'll probably find it on YouTube. I don't know if I would ever make a whole video on it though. I just think I have not done psychedelics in a long time, and I think they served a good purpose in my life at one point for a little while. But I feel as though I've gotten almost everything I can get from them, if that makes sense. Like, I understand what they taught me, and I think there's a lot of evidence to back up that it is helpful in a professional setting, in a good setting, even if it's not professional as well, that it can help treat depression, things like PTSD, with the right guide and all that. But it's one of those things that is very dangerous if done unsupervised and by yourself, like with a beginner. I think people can they can become or develop different mental problems. As much as I am pro psychedelics, that's why I don't really talk about it. I think there's a time and place for it. Right now in my life, it doesn't apply to my life. I enjoy being sober, but I think it could help people. But I don't know if I would ever want to, like, consistently make videos about it. Maybe in the future, though. We never know. As for right now, probably not. Hey, here we go. We got a positive comment. Someone give me 5 reasons why society is good. Or is this person like... Hey, J Formal, we're going to give you 5 reasons society is good. Connecting with humans is fun. Everybody, this is reason number 1. Connecting with humans is fun. Everybody's got a different perspective on life and something new you can learn from them. Society sometimes can make really cool things that make living more entertaining and cool. Like, society is what built everything we do right now. Oh man, I should know 5 things about why society is good. Someone help me out. Why society is good. Yo. Wait a second. Advancements in medicine, that's a good one. When we come together and make things, usually good things come out of it. Unless, I mean, there's a lot of evil people in the world, though. That's 3 things. Yeah, I don't know. Just being surrounded by other humans doing cool shit is cool. Experiencing life, realizing how crazy it is to be experiencing anything at all. I always repeat that to myself, and I repeat it in my videos. It's like, what is... I mean, it sounds so, like, woo-woo, but, like, I always like talking about this stuff. Like, questioning what it is I'm even experiencing without, like, having a mental episode and disassociating. But it's insane that I'm able to stream myself to hundreds of people in this setup where I'm looking at this microphone, which has all this different textures and this different colors. My feet are planted firmly on the ground. I can feel things. I can hear things. I'm experiencing such a crazy thing. It's so crazy, literally bananas. You're right. You're right, Kevin. Shout out, Kevin. It's my friend. He makes coding videos. If you guys like coding videos, you should subscribe. All my chats disappeared. That's good. Man, why is this thing freezing? Chat box keeps freezing. Didn't I just search this up? Not stream this, like it's... Oh man, all these things require me to fucking restart my software. No! Oh, there's the chat again, just being ridiculous. How do I fix this, though? For good. I feel like I can't in this stream. That stinks. I'm gonna try again, guys. I don't even know. I don't know why. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna add a source, add a chat box. It's gonna work for 2 seconds. That's fine. What is this? That's a different... There's definitely a different chat. Let me just make a whole new one. Sorry, guys. Add a new source instead. Height 1500. Maybe if we change this to chunky. Yes, sure. Always show messages. Move it over here. And we make this smaller, a bit smaller. All right, we'll see if that works. Hopefully it stays working. Don't know though. Don't know though. I did get a donation from Ad D. Thanks for, I don't know the actual currency. I'm replaced because I didn't give people what they want. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So you didn't give people what they wanted, so they said we'll find it from somebody else. I think there's very shallow people like that in the world. But friendship should be based on, like, I don't know, just helping each other out as in terms of like a relationship. Not giving your partner what they want. Then you can be replaced, yes. But it's important to communicate with your partner what you do want, or else that's just the, that is a recipe for things not going well in a relationship. I think I saw something, oh yes. This is a very interesting question. The chat is freezing again, so it looks like I'm fucked for this stream. That's okay. We're gonna go to Tex, who says, you were talking about how postmodernism makes us lack purpose in a prior video. Yes, so this is my Gen Z video. Can you elaborate on meta-modernism, postmodernism, and how we will reclaim a sense of purpose? Yes. So I don't know that much about meta-modernity, meta-modernism, or postmodernism. I don't know if they're the same, even the same terms, if they're the same definitions, but I do know some things about meta-modernism, which, and honestly, offers a new way through postmodern skepticism to envision a more inclusive future of theory in which new forms of both progress and knowledge can be realized. I think essentially what meta-modernism is the idea that we can use both science and people's subjective experiences or faith, whatever you want to call it, things that can't really be proven by science, to come to an understanding about things. So instead of just being like, no, religion is what we need to focus on, putting our faith in God, in a higher power, is how we will make progress with society. That is how society will thrive. Or only thinking science is what we need to focus on, screw religion, religion is not scientifically proven, we should only be functioning and making progress based on things we can prove. I think those things, believing in one or the other, is not the way we progress. That's at least what meta-modernism says. And it says, okay, well, having faith in things that we can't see and almost having a delusion of things we don't understand but still believing in, and taking people's subjective realities is important, taking their opinions, because we can find things out and test those things that will eventually maybe turn into science or not. But being more understanding of that, that is important. But also, science is clearly incredibly important, and science is how we've made a lot of progress. Science is how we've made people survive better and made cool things in our society. So a mix of that is hopefully where the future is heading. I think that's what meta-modernism is. I don't have water, bro. Whoa. Okay. A five-head, thank you for the two $5 donos. Do you think it's important to have an established social circle before trying to get a girlfriend? It seems like most people with partners meet them. Most people with partners meet them with other people they know. I rarely see successful relationships come from total strangers that met on, let's say, a dating app, for instance. Okay, so having an established social circle, it obviously helps. A warm approach, like knowing someone that they know, it will be much easier for you to find somebody. But is it necessary? No. Is it important? It helps, but it's not necessary. you can cold meet someone, you can cold approach women, and you still have a chance to connect with them and go on a date with them. Is it less likely? I would say probably, but most definitely possible. But yeah, I think it could help you, but if you're gonna like try to find a social circle with the sole intention of, oh, this will help me find a girl, I don't actually care about the people I'm becoming friends with, well, don't do that. But that's what I would say. Alec, I missed your donation? Really? I thought I talked about it. Didn't I? Do I still have it? Oh, Alec, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Alec, a while ago, he said, what do you think about antidepressants and that people use them to get better? Not saying you should give advice on meds, but the outcome. Yeah, so I'm not a professional. Let's get that out of the way first. About antidepressants. What I think is antidepressants can help people eventually become good without them. If that makes sense. Like, it's supposed to be a temporary thing. You're supposed to go on antidepressants temporarily to better deal with what you're going through. And because the antidepressants help you better get over or deal with what you're going through, it makes it easier to do those things. But once you are over that, you should come off of antidepressants. Antidepressants are not something you should stay on forever. They can be a useful tool. A lot of people will probably disagree with me about that. They think all meds are bad. But this is again where I feel like science is good in some cases. In a lot of cases, it helps, but it can't be fully relied on. I wish the chat worked better, you know? Kind of sucks. But that's okay. Saw something that I wanted to, James Brooks, I know you're in chat. You said you have something to ask me, and I missed it or something. But I appreciate you talking to people in chat as well. It's hard for me to address everything, guys. I'm doing my best. Doing my best. Loneliness. The conditions for being considered attractive, especially as a guy, also became way more complicated. Average guys are way less comparatively attractive than they used to be. What do you think? So this comment is in relation to when we were talking about the reasons for loneliness being on the rise. So it also has to do with like decreasing relationships rates, and those are happening because this guy is saying the conditions for being considered attractive, especially as a guy, also became way more complicated. What do you think? Is it more complicated, guys? I don't know if that's the right word for it, but are average guys way less comparatively attractive than what they used to be? I think for a lot of women, yes. I do. To say that, like, women have the same standards, or people in general. Because us guys, we also get influenced by what we see online. We don't get the attention that women do from men online, having a bunch of people like their stuff and comment and message them. But men can also still see what is online. and the types of girls that are promoted online, which are usually the most attractive because that's just human nature and that's what people click on. And I think that distorts, I think this is a big thing. Like we kind of talked about it earlier. I think it's a big thing with guys. I think some guys' standards are like crazy high as well now because they think they deserve a girl who is absolutely beautiful because those are what standards are put online and they won't accept anything less than that. But to address the actual question, conditions for guys being considered attractive, I think they're way less comparatively attractive. They are less comparatively attractive than what they used to be, I think. Let's just stop. I mean, I'm not going to stop right here, but I want to just say, guys, in the middle of all this, I hope I can help you guys have a good day, a better day, or a good day. So I'm having fun with this. We're just chilling. Just want to tell you guys that I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. And I hope to everybody struggling that you will be a little bit better through this live stream, through the day. Just keep pushing through the suffering. A lot of you are young. You'll figure it out, trust me. And just enjoy life while you still have life. Just find something to enjoy. Anyway. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. And then I'll continue answering questions. Let's put this up on screen. Someone asked. And I'll leave the answer for when I get back. Am I still with my girlfriend? Where's my water? What time is it? Oh yeah, it's only 1 o'clock. It's only 1 o'clock. Still got 2 more hours. We still got 2 more hours. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. With everybody, 300 something other people here. Am I still together with my girlfriend? Yes. Yes, I am. Sorry to keep you waiting. Yes, I am still with my girlfriend. She left my apartment this morning. She just came back from a very long trip. She was gone for almost a month. She went back 1 week for Thanksgiving, and then she was in Ghana for 2 weeks. And then she was back home for about a week again. But during that time, guys, during that time, I was doing a 2-week testosterone challenge. So this is a video that's going to come out maybe next weekend probably. For the past 2 weeks, I was doing this challenge where I was trying to boost my testosterone levels as much as possible. I took a test at the start of the 2 weeks, and then I did like everything possible to try and boost it. Like I was eating 100% whole foods, 0 added sugars, nothing like that, no processed foods, lifting weights still. I was like going out, trying to talk to people, be more social, get into competitions. There's so many levels and layers of that video. It's gonna be a real fun watch. I'm excited to put it out. And I think it'll inspire a lot of you guys to pick up more good habits. But wait till you see what happened to my testosterone levels after 2 weeks. I don't think you're gonna expect it. Hey Cole, what do you think about cutting with all people that are bad for you and and no become alienized as well. What do you think about cutting off? Okay, so like cutting off people that you know aren't doing you good. I don't think, if you're gonna do that, I don't think that being harsh and cruel to them is a good way to go about it. I don't think like completely cutting ties with them is a good way to go about it. Like, I'm glad that you're aware that there's some people in your life that aren't good for you and you want to reduce the amount of time with them. But don't be cruel about it. Just be like if they ask you why don't you come around as often, you know, just be like, I've chosen to focus on more important, like really important things that I want to be successful in and progress in my life right now. And it's hard for me to come around because of that. If they're not understanding, well, then they're just immature people. But I think who you hang out around with is extremely influential on you, and you should have some control over that, and you should be cautious of that. So I think it's, you know, I think it's important, but go ahead and find some friends that do align with your current self as well, and try not to alienate yourself. We got a $4.99 from Marco.io again. Thank you. What does your main Spotify playlist consist of? So I'm really bad with Spotify, and I just like, I don't even have, sometimes I listen to just like the hip hop playlist on Spotify, whatever they have on there. I had a gym playlist, but I don't really even listen to it anymore. So it mostly consists of, but what I mostly listen to on Spotify is hip hop, R&B, rap, alternative music, drum and bass, some of that, some house. I listen to a lot of things, but mostly hip hop, rap, R&B. $1.99 from Sebas. Thank you, Sebas. How do I cope with height as a 5'4" young man? Well, if you're young, you still have time to grow. But coping with it, I mean, I know very short guys who still do fine getting women, who still do fine with gaining respect from people because they don't give a shit that they're short. They don't give a shit. And they act that way. And if someone does make a joke about it, they will go along with the joke. And this is what I suggest for a lot of people, because I get insulted a lot online as a byproduct of putting myself out there and making the videos that I do. So what I do is I like to go along with the insults, with the jokes. So like so let's say you're in a social situation, someone's like, I don't know, let's say they're trying to get something off the top of the fridge and they're like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of this, midget or something like that, short boy, some shit like that, some stupid insult. You would say like, oh, thank you, because something like, okay, what would you say to that? Something like, yeah, thank you. I thought I was about to have to use 2 stools to get that. Like going along with it, making them laugh, or making them realize like you don't even care, like their insult didn't affect you at all, and you just you didn't even deflect it. You were just like, yep, I'm short, but in a funny way. That shows people that you don't give a fuck and that you have respect for yourself no matter your height. So that's what I think you should do if you are short and struggling with it. It's like, who cares? Like, be like, oh yeah, I'm fucking short. Like, what's something I can roast about myself? I don't know. Yeah, my teeth look like vampire teeth. I got fucking vampire teeth. Call me freaking Count Dracula, okay? So that's how. How to become free from society's pressure to be loved. Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved. But if you feel like you need love from other people all the time, that means you are at a large lack of love within yourself. And why did the music stop? Hold on. Oh. Lounge? Oh, wait. We have a lo-fi and chill beats. Let's see. Beautiful. Sorry, guys. Yeah, why do you feel like... You need to ask yourself this. Why do you feel like you can't give love to yourself? What are you missing? What do you think you are missing from your life that doesn't allow you to love yourself? That's what society has programmed you to think. Like, you need something. You need this in order to be worthy of love. So what I had to do is I had to break down all my beliefs about myself, about the world, and how I realized a lot of them were simply a byproduct of shitty programming from society, trying to make me feel like I'm not good enough unless I do this. Society's value of yourself is much different from the type of value you can give yourself. Because society does have rules for what makes you valuable. Like, there's no dodging that. You need to make the rules for finding yourself valuable within yourself, without society, different from those rules that society puts on you. And that's very hard to do, to separate your values from society's values. But just doing more things that makes you realize like you're worth something, taking care of yourself, it all leads back to you like doing more things for yourself that are kind. It's showing yourself that you love yourself. And in that respect, that makes you feel enough in a lot of ways. But society is going to have a different way of valuing you. And to deal with society's way of valuing you, well, you kind of have to play the game. I've just realized, like, I play the game that society... The Matrix. The Matrix. By Hustlers University. Anyway. I play that game. To an extent. I know that it is... I know that the Matrix, or whatever, society's programming, or what society values, is superficial and what's surface level in a lot of areas, but I'm willing to play that game a little bit if it means it makes it easier for me to have more freedom in my life and do things I like to do. So that's what I would say overall, just like getting free from society probably isn't going to happen. Doing more things that will allow society, that will make society value you more, like doing them just because where am I even going with that, dude? Like, some things that society values are good, and you should like try to work on yourself to make other people realize your worth, but realize your worth yourself, your inherent value that you can give yourself first by doing things that make you realize that you have respect for yourself and you love yourself. We live in a society, guys. We live in a society. We live in a society. I gotta watch the World Cup after this. The World Cup final. Bracken, another $4.99. What do you think about the abandonment of religion in our generation? Do you think it has hindered our lack of purpose in life for our generation? So I've talked about this a little bit, a couple of videos. I think it makes a lot of people lack purpose, because if there's no higher power, then what the hell are we here for? Then what's the point of all this? What if, like, if there's no life after death? What are we doing this all for? So yeah, I think it hinders a lot of people's lack of purpose, but it allows people the opportunity to create their own purpose in their life and not follow some higher power and not be tied down by a certain strict set of rules that this higher power has placed upon people. And it doesn't make people feel like they're being judged by this higher power at all times for what they do. So I think in that way, people can find positivity without the need for religion. Which I've done. Do I believe in some sort of higher power? Potentially. Some sort of higher intelligence, but I don't think it's watching over me and judging my every move. But I'm simply I like doing good things, morally good things. Because I like doing them. Because it makes me feel good as a human. I like helping people. What societal and infrastructural changes do you think will help us to be less lonely? Or is atomization only compatible on an interpersonal level? On an interpersonal level? No, I don't think it's only compatible on an interpersonal level. But I think what we can do to help us be less lonely, let's think about it. This is actually what I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you asked this question. Because after going over all the reasons why people are more lonely, I wanted to get your guys' opinion. What do you think we should implement in order to make requirements or different changes in our structure for people to be less lonely? What do you guys think should happen? And don't just say the chewing is nuts. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stop chewing. And don't just say get rid of phones or the internet. Like, let's think of another solution. So, societal and infrastructural changes. I think, I feel like everybody should be required to do some sort of social activity, especially in early childhood, kind of like school is. I mean, school's kind of that way already, but that's not mandatory. I think everybody should have like a requirement to do some sort of social activity like every week or some shit like that. But I can't really think like let's see what you guys say. Fund public transport, massively reduce single-family housing construction. That's a good idea. Dude, public transport in America is fucking terrible. I think that just needs to be done for even more reasons. Mandatory blind dates. That's an interesting one. Mandatory blind dates. Should we really require people to go on blind dates with each other? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Create lobbies on the internet so we gather offline. There are things already like that, such as like Meetup. If you go to meetup.com, I think it's called meetup.com. Well, it's called Meetup. Just look at that. There's a lot of places to find groups online. Even Reddit. Doing things for others. Yes, I think everybody should just be doing things for others. Not only does that help someone, but it also just makes you feel good too. Getting rid of social media helped my mental health. Well, yeah, limiting your time on social media, it just helps with a lot of things. Let's see. What else? You guys are funny. Social education. Yeah. What they should teach in schools is how to be more sociable. Hell yeah. That should be part of the curriculum. How to improve your social skills. There's a lot of things that should be part of the school curriculum that aren't, right? Gosh. Give back to the natural world. Preserve the planet before it's too late. I think reconnecting with nature more, everybody needs to do that, for sure. Increase walkability and bikeability. I think that's also important. I would love to see the statistics on how that improves social connection and community, though. Maybe free group therapy sessions? Yeah, I think there's already stuff like that. Sports, Boy Scouts, martial arts, volunteering. Yes, if you guys are looking for friends, those are all great ways to do it. Mandatory, yeah, great idea. Mandatory social activities, maybe having to join a social group or two. I think that would be good. If people were more capable of feeling in control of their own lives financially, they would get out more and interact. I think that's also very true. The economy is certainly not helping. I think having to work 2 jobs just to live stops people from doing that. We gotta address the past donations I've missed. There's a couple. $5.99. Thank you, Marco, again. Appreciate you. I will become a nuclear engineer, dream job, but I know it will not be enough to be happy. I fear becoming a fat old incel, trapped in a tired 9 to 5. Well, what you're revealing in your comment is that you are the one that is setting the standards for your happiness, and those standards are created by society. So you're saying even with your dream job, you won't be happy. If you won't even be happy with your dream job, then getting a girlfriend, getting a relationship, what you think is going to complete your life, won't make you happy either. You're going to get there and you're going to realize, wow, I'm still not happy because I never addressed the root issue of my unhappiness. Can outwardly things like being more successful, being in a relationship help increase your happiness and make you feel more fulfilled? Yes, but there's a root problem here you're not addressing that is making you feel inadequate. And I think it will still be there regardless if you achieve everything and get everything you want to. And you'll be stuck on a hedonic treadmill forever. These are a lot of things that I've realized upon achieving a lot of things that I've always wanted to do with my life, which are becoming a YouTuber and making a certain amount of money. I always said to myself, once I get to this point, once I get to this amount of money, once I get to this amount of subscribers, then no matter what happens, I'll be happy. But you get there and you realize, oh yeah, okay, I want the next thing now. It will never be enough for you if you don't think things are enough right now, at least to some extent. That is what I'm telling you. You need to get to the point where you're okay, and we talked about this, I think, in your last donation. You need to get to the point where you're okay with the potential of never finding somebody and finding out how you can make your life fulfilling without that thing. Why is it that you even think you need a relationship? You need to have your dream job in order to be happy with your life? Like, why do you even think that in the first place? Well, if you asked yourself that and you tried to answer it, perhaps you'd find, oh, it's because my parents, my peers, my teachers told me I need these things. And if that's the case, these are easily well, no, they're not easy. They're changeable beliefs. And you need to get to that point. That's what I would say. It is very possible. I don't think you'll, if you just continue to work on yourself because you enjoy working on yourself and not because, oh, once I work on myself, I'll get a girl, then you'll never become a fat old person trapped in a 9-to-5. Glasper, thank you. How do you deal with hating yourself after making a good change for yourself and realizing that you could have done this sooner in your life? You made the change. What? You're hating yourself after you did something good, but you like wish you did it sooner? Come on now. How do you deal with hating yourself after making a good change? Realizing you could have done this sooner. It don't matter if you did it now. What do you mean? There's so many people are like, oh, I wish I would have started earlier. I feel like there's a Joe Rogan clip of this. It's like, yeah, well, you didn't. I don't know what else. Like, that is it. Like, you didn't start earlier, but you did it already. So just keep doing what you're doing. The way I always think about it is, and you should watch my video about feeling behind in life. It's like, if you are in the process of doing the thing that you want to do or becoming the person you want to become, it doesn't matter how far you go, you've made it. You've made it. You have made it. Does Cole not read YouTube comments? I'm reading as many as I can. I'm answering as many as I can. So I'm sorry if I miss your question. I feel so lonely. Should I aim to get friends or to improve myself? A lot of people are saying both. I agree. Yeah. Continue improving yourself. Do it because, it makes you feel good. Makes other people value you more. And find some friends that are on the same path as you. We got a 5 from Twix, yeah. What if my root issue of unhappiness is lack of intimate? So lack of intimacy is your root of unhappiness. That's a very valid root issue, I think. And it is hard to replace that you can only get from another human. In this regard, I think because I've struggled with the same thing. I get lonely just as much as the next person. I feel loneliness sometimes, and I crave intimacy as well. I crave touch from another person. And so when that happens, I do try and put myself out there more. I think the best solution for something like that is to just try to put effort into pursuing a relationship while also working on yourself. But things other than intimacy, all the things in your life other than intimacy should be at least providing you with enough joy so that even if you aren't experiencing intimacy, it's not like the end of the world completely. So I would say find more things you enjoy doing on a daily basis and keep yourself busy with those things. Just keep proceeding to improve and work on yourself, but also pursue something that could result in intimacy, like a lasting relationship. It may take a lot of time, but that's what I would say, because it's very hard to replace human touch and connection. Someone said, can I watch this live stream after it ends? Yes, it will be available, but you will have to save the link because it'll be unlisted. I love this question. Hamza said, watching sports and watching dirty websites is the same thing. Do you agree? No. No, bro. He's got some funny takes. You know, a lot of things Hamza says, I think to myself sometimes, like, it seems like he doesn't even believe in this himself, and he's just doing it because it's a good marketing strategy. And I don't hate him for it, because he's a very good marketer. A lot of people ask me about Hamza all the time. We talked a few months ago. Congrats on him for getting a mill. I used to have a lot of jealousy for him. Obviously, you know, I'm in this space. I'm a competitive guy. I want to be the best. But when I just accepted who he was, his place in the self-improvement realm, I think is different from mine. And what I'm trying to promote is different from what he's trying to promote. When I realized that, it's like, I don't even think he sees it. What am I saying? He sees it as a competition, but I don't. Maybe that's why he's ahead of me. But I enjoy where I'm at. I enjoy my audience and what I promote. So I like, in most cases, I think Hamza's message is a net positive. But no, I don't think watching sports and watching dirty websites is the same thing. I think watching sports can be motivating, can help fuel your own competitiveness and like make you want to take action. Watching other people who are professionals, who are the best at something, makes you want to be the best at something. And that is not what dirty websites are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got a 5 from God. Thank you, God. Going through something difficult with others helps, like military boot camp or sports team. Teach how to interact with people you like and dislike. Yeah, so that's another solution. We were talking about solutions to loneliness. And being in a community, but specifically a community where you're going through something difficult, that is, you know, you learn about teamwork, you learn about how to interact with people, make them feel better, how make yourself feel better through that. It's, yeah, I think that's a good thing. As much as I hate the military and war and just everything surrounding that. And people are telling me to hold on. I feel like I can find this message. Someone asked me, or no, someone told me. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, people are saying just start a cult. I will never start a cult. That is the opposite of what I promote. You'll see in my next video that goes against what I promote as well. So no, I would not ever start a cult. Unless I start a cult of free thinkers. Is that possible? Is it possible to start a cult of free thinkers? I feel like that goes against the definition of a cult. Got a 5 from Dobby. Thank you. Dobby, any tips on trying to quit vaping? I've been doing it for 2 years and I need to stop. I hate nicotine. Yeah. So I've realized that my ways of quitting things... Stop, guys. Stop with the cult haste. Yo, that's funny. But anyway, back to the question. My thing... So I've been addicted to nicotine before. I've been addicted to weed before. And my ways of quitting them were just like, one day I was like, I'm sick of this. I'm throwing it out. I'm done being this person. And that's not enough. That's not enough for people. But the science behind habits can help you. So what you should do is you should analyze. You ask yourself these questions. How do I feel when I want to do it? What thoughts are running through my head? What's my emotional state when I want to do it? What environment am I in that makes me want to do it? And what am I doing when I want to do it? You go through these questions and you will find a pattern where there's a certain emotional state or environment that makes you want to smoke nicotine. And once you figure that out, you start experimenting. Experiment with different things that you think might satiate that craving of the nicotine for you. So maybe you go through all this and you find out that you smoke nicotine when you're stressed out. The biggest factor as to why you smoke nicotine is because you're stressed. And you're in your room usually, you're by yourself, and you're stressed. Okay, so start experimenting with other things that you can do when you're in your room and you're stressed that can provide the same sort of satiation. Is that even a word? That can satiate you in the same way that nicotine does. So there's a replacement out there for you that can help you to stop. That can provide a better, more healthier stress relief. Now, does that mean that you're not also going to have to use willpower to quit? No. Nicotine's a physical addiction, and it's going to require you to be strong and have willpower to not vape. But figuring that out and experimenting with other things that can provide the same thing as nicotine or vaping does, along with stop buying it, make it harder to buy the vapes, like go a different route than you usually go to the vape store. That triggers you like, oh, I'm about to buy a vape. Go a different route. If you have to hang around with people who are doing it less, you might have to do that. Eventually you'll get to the point where you don't even crave it anymore. So that's how, yeah. That's how you quit addictions, stuff like that. I hate when I go to the comments and I just read something ridiculous. Makes me laugh. We will make the cult of free thinkers possible, yes. Cold Hastings, everybody. Ridiculous. Cole, what do you think happens after I die? If you had an answer. If I had an answer. What do I think happens after we die? I have no clue, dude. Okay, well, there's the whole idea that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So I don't know if it'll be pure, complete nothingness after I die. I'd like to believe it won't be, but even if it is, well, that's fine, because I won't even be alive to know that nothing is happening, right? But who knows? Maybe all my energy will transform into something else. I don't know. Got a $4.99 from Marco again. Appreciate that. Thoughts on atomic habits and the strategies James Clear lays out in the book for developing good habits. So we were just talking about habits. I think they're great. I think he talks about a lot what The Power of Habit talks about, Charles Duhigg's book, but he also adds in the layer of like changing your identity of what you tell yourself you are, who you tell yourself you are. I think it's a great book. Classic one. Classic. 1:43, okay. We still got an hour and 15 minutes. Good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm here. I'm going to spend 12 hours on stream. No, I'm not. I got to go to the gym. I just want to see how many people are still in here. Still 315. No way, bro. No way. No way. Can I get a shout out, Aaron Jones from Philippines? Shout out, Aaron Jones from Philippines. Shouts out you, bro. Okay, what the hell just happened? A 99.90. No way, dude. What is going on, guys? That is so much money, bro. Thank you so much, John. No question, just wanted to thank you for the work you put in. Been following you for a while now. Your videos have definitely given me a lot to think about. Thanks for everything. Dude. That is a lot of money, man. Thank you so much. You guys don't... You guys already do so much for me just by watching my content and engaging with it and supporting me. Like, if you've ever supported any of my stuff or watched my stuff till the end or anything like that, I appreciate it. And this just is just above and beyond. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Can you fully explain what ego is? The ego is what a lot of people identify with. It's basically what is under our voluntary control, pretty much, is what people consider our ego. So what encapsulates this bag of skin? Our ego is the thing that moves us, and the ego... What is, I don't know. Let's think about how to explain the ego. The ego is the thing that, you can also be egotistical, which is the thing that always wants more, that wants you, that is more associated with like your primal brain areas, your low brain areas. So things that are more focused on survival, on competition, on reproduction, on that stuff like that is part of your ego as well. Things that allow you, your bag of skin that you're encapsulating, to live longer are associated with your ego. And someone said ego is not a bad thing sometimes, and it's not, because your ego can push you beyond your limits and allow what a lot of people identify as Cole Hastings to become something really great, and great for themselves and for other people. And so going beyond ego is a state of being you get to when you do enough contemplation, enough meditation, or enough reading on like Eastern philosophies, and you, like someone says here, ego is self-identifying with your untrue self. Your true self is consciousness. I think ego is part of yourself, but completely identifying with the ego is wrong in my opinion, because you're so much more than your ego. Because everything you interact with on a daily basis is part of you. Everything that you think is outside of you is part of you. And the best way to explain that is like duality, and the fact that self wouldn't exist without other. Like you wouldn't exist. You would not exist the concept of you would not exist if there was not a me with which to contrast it to. Like you, in order to say you, a you implies something that's not you. Does that make sense? You implies not you. And so if one cannot exist without the other, then they're both the same thing. They're both connected to each other. So what you think is not you is also still you, because it's hard to explain this in words. It's something you feel after a while through listening to enough things. I recommend personally Alan Watts for stuff like that. One thing he says a lot that I like to say in my videos, like, the only reason wood is hard, the only reason that the wood surface here on my desk is hard is because my skin is soft. Wood is only hard in relation to having soft skin, because hardness is defined by my soft skin. So it's only the thing outside of me is only defined by something about me. So yeah. Does that make any sense? Like, this is only soft because we have things that are hard to compare it to. But anyway, other ways to make your awareness expand. This is something I actually learned from Andrew Huberman. He talks about this. It's a good way to deal with stress as well. And the ego can cause a lot of stress. I won't lie. You are kind of boring live, but I give you credit for trying. I am kind of boring live. I'm a very chill person in real life. I think that's why. I'm not really a live streamer, you know. But what can help with stress and kind of making the ego dissolve is not only meditation, but what I want you guys to do right now, like, stop. Don't turn off the stream. Don't turn off the stream. But you can expand your visual field to like just, you can be focusing on the stream right now, but just don't focus on any one thing, and kind of look at the peripherals around you as well. Like, expand your view so you're not focusing just on the screen. Just like look and be aware and kind of expand your field of view and your attention. Expand your attention to everything that's in your room or where you are right now. And that actually literally changes things in the brain, that relaxes you. Because when you're hyper-focused on something, that signals to the brain that it's like important and you need to focus on it and you need to put a lot of mental energy into it, and it is important for your survival and whatnot. So expanding your field of view while meditating, or just like right now, if you expanded your field of view, you might feel yourself start to relax a bit. I feel I'm clever, but people play me out in public to look good. Due to less confidence, I don't do anything. How to play people who try to play on us? I'm not really sure what you mean by, like, people play you out in public. Like, they mess with you or try to one-up you. I'd love to know exactly what you mean. Going over here because I'm chewing. Will you save the stream public? It will be unlisted, but as long as you keep the link to the stream, you'll be able to find it. Be able to find it. Would you ever spar with Hamza in Dubai? I can't. I can't travel anywhere yet. I don't know. I feel like Hamza should come here. There's YouTuber boxing matches happening. I need to train if that were to ever happen, but I feel like a Hamza Cole Hastings boxing match in the future could happen. I just need to train for several months because I've never fought at all. And he would probably beat me in my current state because I've been in one fight my whole life, and he's been training for a while. I would need to train for a while before I even considered anything like that, but I think that'd be fun. It'd be something to do. Something to do as if it's not a very serious thing. Hey Cole, I'm getting back into gaming. After a year break, I'm loving it so far, but worried I might slip into addiction again. Tips on moderation, not cold turkey or addiction. I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I think the best way to combat addiction is to have at least several more things that are vastly more important than gaming that you need to do in order to even make a living and survive. So for me, like YouTube, I have to make videos, I have to be on social media and make content if I want to continue living the way I am. So because of that, it's like, okay, well that's my priority. I can't be on the game all the time. Otherwise, I would ruin my life. So that's what I would say to that. Oh, and someone answered for Amon because we were trying to figure that out. But thank you for the $1 Northsider. Appreciate you. Amon means being manipulated by individuals of a certain style / look or position. That's what he meant by, what was the term? Being played out. So you feel like you're clever, but other people play you out, and because you don't have a lot of respect for yourself, you don't do anything about it. Manipulated by individuals. Sometimes I gotta figure out answers to questions immediately, because I don't have the answer to everything. I certainly don't. Manipulated by individuals of a certain style / look or position. Let's see. I think, so how do you, basically the question is like, how do you command more respect from others so they're not just picking on you and making fun of you? The first thing to do is to communicate to them that you don't like what they did and you won't stand for it. That's what I would do right now. Like, if I felt disrespected by a friend, I'd be like, yo, like, I don't fuck with that. Like, don't say that shit. That's disrespectful towards me. And if they still continue to disrespect you, then you walk away. And that shows them that you have respect for yourself. So it's either communicate in a calm, collected manner. If they accept and they apologize, then continue to stay around them. If they don't, then walk away. And that shows that you respect for yourself. There's something, someone's comment I wanted to check out. I think it was Marco. Yes, Marco. I'm addicted to external validation and negative thinking and can't think positively about myself. How to cut that? I feel my problems define me now. Yeah, it probably started really, really early. Addicted to external validation. I think I used to be like that a lot when I used to be like that a lot when I didn't have anything going on in my life, when I wasn't working towards anything. I don't know, it's getting external validation, it does help you feel better about yourself, but I don't think it's necessary. And I think that negative thinking, what you need to do during that is you seem to be identifying with your thoughts a lot, and your thoughts have been programmed to mostly negativity. So when that happens, I think what you need to do is detach from them in a sort of meditation. And I kind of talked about this in like my Why You Have No Self-Control video. When you have a thought, you go a layer higher, where you think in this third person view of examining your thoughts, of being the observer of your thoughts and realizing you are not your thoughts. Because you aren't your thoughts. Your thoughts are merely things that you've picked up on over the years, or just been attuned to or programmed to thinking. So start with that and really analyze, like, where are these negative thoughts coming from? So first you don't identify with them, and you look at them and you think to yourself, where are these coming from? Why do I feel this way? What would make me want to feel unworthy of myself? And then, like we talked about earlier, it's like, oh yeah, a lot of this stuff was just programmed into me by shitty people who were programmed from other people who don't even understand themselves. And you're functioning off of something that someone else put into you. When you start to rewire your brain and start to rewrite the beliefs that you have about what it means to be happy, successful, worthy, and just being more okay with sitting in a room alone and being okay with negative thoughts and accepting them, but not identifying with them, helps a lot with negative thinking. And realizing, like, because the cycle starts when you identify with the negative thoughts, and then you think, oh, I'm negative. Well, this sucks. I shouldn't be negative right now. And that makes you even more negative. Like, accept the negativity. See it for what it is. Observe it. But don't do not overly identify with it. And again, we just, like what we talked about, just doing more things that make you enjoy life and make you realize you have the capability to improve and enjoy your time by yourself. Eli Nope with the 10, thank you. Thanks for trying to improve. Help me improve in a way that I choose. That's the goal. Thank you, Eli. I feel like I see you around a lot, so thank you. Thank you for everything. $6.99 from Lee. Thank you, Lee. Hey, Cole, much love from Nova Scotia. You helped me so much with creating awareness around pee addiction. Happy holidays, everyone. You got this. I agree with Lee. You fucking got this, boys and girls. Thank you so much, Lee. And thank you, Faroon. Did I pronounce that right? Faroon Singh. Thank you. Hey Cole, I'm 14, in a crap school, feeling like it's too late to leave the school because of my exams. Lost all my main friends a couple of months ago, and current ones I don't really like. Can you give any advice? Thanks. In a crap school, I think, what the hell? If you're in a school and you feel like you can't leave right now, somehow find a way to make it fun. This is the way I wish I would have approached school as a kid. Is like, accept and embrace the challenge that comes with the exam, with potentially failing, with how hard it is to study. Like that, like embrace, no matter how much that is boring to you, like somehow find a way to gamify it and make it fun. Like studying, leveling yourself up, that's how you should be thinking about it. That can make what you do a lot more fun in school. Despite it not being like, oh, you're not super interested in the subject, well, embrace this challenge. It'll be fun. And if you don't really like your current friends, I mean, you got plenty of time to find other ones. You have, if you don't want to hang around with those current friends, totally fine. I mean, you outgrow friends throughout your life, and a lot of your friends are no longer going to be your friends even in a couple years. But the real ones will stay. Others will come and go. It's just, that's the way that life is. It's natural. So, yeah, I mean, if you don't want to hang around with them, you're under no obligation to. And if you want to find another group, you can try figuring that out. The music stopped again. What's going on? What's going on, bruh? What's going on? All right. Okay. I gotta figure this out. Lounge beats. Just trying to get the music back. Christmas Day. Beautiful. Why is it so loud? Oh, that's why. Got some nice Christmas music. Just sit back, relax. We had a long year. We had our ups and downs. Shit happens. We keep moving forward. We keep experiencing life. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And someone else asked me about, but first, thank you, Bella, for the $4.99. Thank you for the wisdom. Hope everyone has a good Christmas. Yes, guys. Hope you have a good Christmas. Thank you for that. Someone else asked about how to find high-quality friends. I'm going to try to find it. Here it is. How do I find high-quality friends? So, this is a great question. I think that you first have to ask yourself, where am I, like, really objectively think about where you are in life right now. What type of person are you? What type of success do you have? Based on that, you got to be realistic with, like, the type of people you're going to find, because you're probably, if you're young and you don't have much of that cut out for you, it's going to be hard to find those people who are better than you in some aspect or want to improve, that will want to be friends with you, and that's just the fact of the matter. People are like that. So what you should focus on right now is maybe people, people at the same level as you, or above you, of course, or even below you, but they all just are on a mission to try and, improve or do whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe that's not even an improvement. Just they already are or trying to become the person that you want to become. Finding them, well, that's more difficult in real life. I think going to events of people who are who you want to be, or going to events of things that you like to do or you want to get better at, you'll find those people there. That's the best place to find those people. And when you find them, you'll have to put in quite a bit of effort to actually make friends with them. But to improve the chances of that, because now I have a lot more opportunities to interact with and communicate with high quality people who are more successful than me. Because because of my YouTube channel, you kind of got to prove yourself. You got to prove that you are high quality in some way. And I guess we kind of talked about that when like evaluating where you're really at objectively right now. So you want to improve your chances of that? Become a high quality person yourself. Christmas lo-fi. No way. Grow a beard, lol. I wish I could. I wish I could, okay? Don't rub it in. Christmas coming up, holy shit. Definitely gonna help with these presents. You guys have been helping a lot. Feels nice to be able to... Oh yeah, this is also true. Stop ranking your friends, it's gross. I think that's also true. I think only hanging around with people who are better than you, or like you're thinking about, oh, are they doing the same shit as me? Are they on the same level as me? Like, that's kind of fucked up, and you're just playing into the whole superficiality of modern society. And I have plenty of friends who I just hang out with who aren't on the same mission as me, who I've been friends with forever, and I like them a lot, and their company is nice, that I hang around with. Do I hang around with them all the time? No, but like, they're like, as long as they're genuine good people, it's fine to hang around with people who aren't trying to improve themselves, you know? So that's a good comment. I agree with that. What about surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to do better? Well, yes, you should also ideally do that most of the time. It helps a lot. How do you stop overthinking about little things? I still overthink quite a bit. So, the things that have helped me the most is taking 10-minute walks outside, meditating, catching myself when I do. I feel like I'm much better because of meditation and all the things that I do, just training my mind over a long period of time to be calm and in a state of just being. It's eventually gotten me to the point where when I do start overthinking, I can catch myself when it's happening and be like, wait a second, I'm overthinking again. No matter how much I try to think this out, it will not change the outcome of what is going to happen. Okay. I take a few seconds. I'm like, right. I don't need to do this. And then I just kind of let it go. But meditation helped a lot with that. I mean, you know, not identifying with your thoughts and being in the mindset of no matter what I think, or no matter how much I try to think about this, it's going to happen anyway. And because of that, things like overthinking happen less. But don't start overthinking about the fact that you're overthinking. When it does happen, be kind to yourself, you know, accept that it did happen, and it will continue to happen sometimes. I like this as well. Smart enough people find ways to learn from dumb people and understand that smart is an opinion. To an extent, smart is an opinion, yes. I think it's a pretty subjective term, smart. And you can learn from anybody. If you have good social skills, there's always something to learn from anyone. So that's why I say you don't always have to be with people who are trying to improve themselves or who are better than you at everything. There's always something to learn from everybody. Oh, hey, Spotcam. Hey. Hiring any writers or editors for the channel? Not right now. Not currently, but I will keep you in mind. Keep up the good work. Nice profile picture. That's funny. What's the best advice for transitioning from an introvert to an extrovert? I don't think you can really do that. I think introverts still crave social connection sometimes anyway, and I think depending on the situation, you can flip and flop, but I don't think it's like a permanent transition in either way. So what you could be asking is, what's the best advice for, I don't know, just being more sociable? And if that's the case, well, there's a lot of things you can do. I've made a lot of videos on this, of starting with the small talk, kind of pointing out something interesting in the person, asking them open-ended questions that get them to talk about themselves more, while also adding in your own input, because just asking questions, nobody just likes to be like they're talking to a survey. So stuff like that. Being more extroverted. You don't have to be the most confident, charismatic, loud person in the room. It's just about really honing in on someone and asking the right questions and paying attention to people, giving eye contact, and knowing how to speak correctly, clearly, which takes a long time. It took me a long time. Recording myself for 5 years really helped with that, because I used to be, if you watch my oldest videos, you can tell that I'm like worse at talking. I feel like I'm on the phone or in an elevator. Anyways, I don't want to be dragging that on. Let's go to the next question, right? Y'all are funny. You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny ass people. In a good way. Do you have any meditation tips? Time of the day that's best? How to start first couple minutes? Time of the day, I meditate pretty much right when I wake up and then right before I go to bed. I find it's a great way to start my day, and at night it helps me fall asleep better and improves the quality of my sleep. I just sit cross-legged, sitting up. I usually have a backrest. I'll sit cross-legged on my bed, or just sit in a chair like this. And I actually do a little unorthodox type of meditation where I don't close my eyes when I meditate. I like I slightly close them. So I'll close them like this much, and I'll look down at kind of like a 45-degree angle. And I will just start by, expanding my field of view, not focusing on just like any one thing. Keeping my eyes fixated on one place, but just not focusing on anything. Bringing my entire attention to the entire room around me, and just focusing on the inward and outward of my breath. We could do a little guided meditation. We've done that on the stream before. Do you guys want to do that? You guys want to do that? We got a $2 from Vendora. How do I stop my life from repeating? Well, repetition is how you get better at things. Routine is incredibly important. So you're always going to have repeated events in your life. history always repeats itself in different ways. But if you want a certain type of habit to stop repeating, like you want to stop doing something, I think who you are and what you surround yourself with and what you do will attract certain repetitions to happen more, if that makes sense. So changing yourself, changing what you do on a daily basis, changing your thoughts, changing your beliefs will make the chances of what you don't want to repeat happen less, much less. Thank you, Itchy, for the $4.99. Thanks for all you do. You do some incredible work and help a lot of people. Thank you, Itchy Elbows. Itchy Elbows. Nice name. Andra with the 20 check. Thoughts on minimalism? It makes me feel free. Minimalism is great. I mean, I am pretty minimalistic. I think it frees up space in your mind. I think your environment plays a huge role in how you feel and think. And owning only several things can be very, very freeing. So I feel like I've employed a lot of minimalistic things throughout my life, and I don't own a ton of stuff. But I have been starting to understand the value of upgrading certain things. Like I upgraded my whole desk setup, and it just feels like I was so hesitant to like buy things for a long time and save my money and be minimalistic, but kind of maximalizing my environment at least a little bit around me, like where I'm looking around. My work environment is so important, and it's so important that I feel good when I'm sitting at my computer, which is where I spend the majority of my days doing work. So upgrading it and buying more things for it that makes it feel more homey and comfortable. I'm glad that I stopped being so minimalistic in that regard, at least. But being a consumerist and constantly consuming and thinking that's the way you're going to be happy is also really bad. So I think minimalism is a great way to combat that. How can I create and commit to a morning routine which serves me well? Creating a morning routine which serves you well, I'd say keep it simple. Do 1 to 5 things in the morning that sets you up for a day of success. For me, someone was asking about my morning routine. So for me, it's like I get up, I roll myself out with the foam roller. I do some mobility exercises while I'm staring outside, getting some sunshine on my face. Then I'll meditate. I'll take a quick 5-minute walk outside. That's all I need. And I'll drink a liter of water. That's all I need. And that's enough for me to get woken up and start building momentum towards things I want to do. So pick 1 to 5 good things. I personally suggest one way of moving your body somehow. One way of having your day planned will help. It just does. It just helps to have your day planned. It just does. It always does. And water. And now committing to that, the night before you do your morning routine, just set everything up in your environment to make it easy. So have the water bottle full the night before. Have the foam roller right next to your bed or something when you get out of bed or whatever. you want to move your body in whatever way you want. And you can plan out your day the day before, right before you go to bed as well. Did I vote for Trump or Biden? Did I even vote? I don't know, man. I'm so... I don't like either of them, bro. In politics. Yo. I hate y'all, bro. So this guy was making a comment about something I was trying to explain about how to make life stop repeating. And then he says, what are your thoughts on the beef between Mickey Mouse and Squilliam Fancyson? I think Mickey Mouse would kick Squilliam Fancyson's ass. I think Squilliam's a poser. Squilliam Fancyson's a poser. Cole, I've been freelance editing for my full-time career. It's lonely. Was thinking about taking a part-time job as a bartender or something to meet new people. You ever feel like that? Good way to meet people, good way to make some money, good way to be sociable. Honestly, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Porrington with the 2, thank you. How do I stop feeling behind in life? I am 19. Well, the easiest answer is to get off social media because it's creating this narrative that you have to have your life figured out at 19, which is absurd. I don't even think it's possible to be behind in life in 19. So society has set these expectations for when you should have something by. And that's just what they are. They're societal expectations. It doesn't mean they're always right and true, because in this case, being behind in life, I don't think being behind in life, it's just not a thing. Like, this is the mindset you need to adopt. And if you want to stop feeling behind in life, I feel like I've explained this way better in my Feeling Behind in Life video. If you look up Cole Hastings feeling behind in life, that will help a lot. But like, it's just like, if you are working towards the person who you want to become, or you're on the path towards doing whatever it is you want to do, then you've made it. You have made it. The process is the thing to make it to. To have, oh, I need to have this amount of money by this age. I need to have this many friends by this age. Like, it's all arbitrary. It's all made up that society makes up. People just decide these are acceptable ages to do things. Some of them, some societal expectations are good, I guess. I don't want to name them all out right now and think about all the nuance because it doesn't apply here. If you are in the process, you have made it. All of you. If you are in the process to becoming a better person, if you're in the process towards doing what you want to do, you're there. I promise you. Take it from a guy who has achieved everything he's ever wanted to achieve. If you ever get there, you'll realize, oh, well, it's time to just move on to the next thing. Because that's what you have to fall in love with, the process. The everyday showing up and doing things. You fall in love with that, you win. You win. And it doesn't matter how far you get at that point. What matters is you made it to the process. You made it to the process. Thoughts on Huberman Lab podcast? I think Andrew Huberman's great. I think I am happy he's blowing up. He presents things in a very good way. He's a great speaker. He has great content, very valuable, really important for modern problems. He's great. He's great. He's great. Yeah. Mr. Hubes. Mr. Hubesy Hubes. The boy. Alright. Hey Cole, love your content. I just arrived on stream. Have you ever had completely empty spells with dating? I've been in one for ages and can't get exactly why. Yeah. Yeah, I've gone through dry spells when it comes to dating, and I think I don't really know how much you're pursuing it or putting yourself out there or how hard you're trying. But regardless, sometimes you're gonna have dry spells with everything, with life in general. Life just looks like this, so I think it's natural, and eventually you'll have a streak going again. Marco.io again. Thank you very much, Marco. Any alternatives to caffeine you recommend to wake up in the morning? Doesn't have to be a drink, just could be anything. Yeah. The best way to wake up in the morning is to do some light exercise whilst getting sunlight outside. If you pair that with like beetroot powder can help improve blood flow throughout your body, get your bloodstream going. And you can also drink, I mean, green tea is not bad for you, but it has caffeine in it, so. I'm trying to speak to women in public more often, but I usually don't bother trying because I end up thinking something will go wrong and that I'll embarrass myself. Well, yeah, something will probably go wrong. You probably will embarrass yourself. The key is getting to the point where you're okay with that. How can one handle character assassination committed by their acquaintances and overcome the trauma caused by that? In terms of trauma and things that leave a lasting imprint on your brain, these are things that cause, chemical changes. These are things that literally rewired your brain. And I've made a whole video series on trauma. If you look up Cole Hastings trauma, you should be able to find it. But in those videos, the first one I go over kind of what changes in the brain through trauma and how it makes you so much more sensitive to threats and whatnot and things that remind you of the trauma. And so it's literally changed your reality to think you're in a constant state of danger when you get triggered by something reminds you. And to overcome it, there's a lot of different ways. There's like EMDR therapy, it's called. There is going to support groups and like getting movement in and just if your character, who you thought you were, has been assassinated, then you become someone else, basically. You just reinvent yourself and become someone new. That is the best way that I've overcome traumatic experiences, is I outgrow the person that I was when I experienced the trauma. So it's not even like the current me didn't go through the trauma, which is the version that I now am. The version that I outgrew of myself went through the trauma, and that helps me. But I would check out those trauma videos that I've made and consider getting professional help for that. Yeah. Yes, sir. Any helps in feelings of loneliness? I've been coping with a breakup by writing in my diary harsh things like I'll never find love and just focus on myself. Tips? Well, a breakup, not only are you getting less social interaction than you're used to, because you're no longer with your partner, but it's also a way of a person telling you that you're not good enough for them, and it makes you feel like you're not good enough for yourself. So what they've done is they've broken down your self-worth, and you need to get that back. Working on yourself definitely helps. If you have people to talk to about it, it definitely helps as well. I'm glad that you are journaling your thoughts about it. That's really important. But knowing that this feeling will be temporary and kind of accepting the feeling and allowing yourself to feel and grieve is very important in the process. And then you start on the path towards changing yourself. And like we've been talking about several times on the stream already, outgrowing the version of yourself that you were when the breakup happened. When you become unrecognizable, it's like, I didn't go through that breakup. The person who I was went through that breakup. I'm changed. I've made it out. I no longer identify with the person who was even broken up with. Although I remember it and I take things from it and I know that it happened to me and I reflected on it properly and I learned from it. But I know that I'm a changed person. So that's what you gotta do. Is my mouse pad already messed up? Oh, that's interesting. Ever notice your opinion on people approaching girls changes from being single yourself to then being in a relationship? Like the idea of lots of guys approaching your girl, putting their best foot forward. Ever notice your opinion on people like your opinion on, like, you don't want guys to approach your girl when you're in a relationship? I think that's kind of normal. Hey Cole, I find my current job in neuro research and what I majored in very interesting, but I don't know if it's my purpose or passion. 23 years old, still feeling lost for my calling. Here's the thing. I don't think you're not gonna find your calling. It's not something that falls into your lap. Your purpose or your passion is something you make. You don't find your passion, you make your passion. And it seems like you're making it as we speak. This thing that, like, this little feeling like, oh, something's missing. Something, this is, like, it's not everything's clicking here. I feel like humans will always feel that way, always feel like something in their life is missing. They'll always want more. I feel like that's what you could be feeling right now. It doesn't mean that maybe you'll find something else other than neural research. I'm just saying, like, you make life is what you make of it in terms of your passion. You make your passion, you make your purpose. You don't find it. You do things and then you decide on one thing that's pretty interesting to you, and you do that thing until you start to see significant progress in it. And eventually when you do, that's when you become passionate about it, and that's when it feels purposeful. Like YouTube, I didn't know YouTube was going to be my full-time job. I didn't really know what I was going to do with it, if it was really going to work out, but I'm like, let me try this for a long time and see if I make something out of it or get good progress, and let's see how much I enjoy the progress. And I really enjoyed the progress with YouTube. And eventually, because of all the progress I was seeing and how much I enjoyed the process of doing it, I became passionate about it. I wasn't immediately passionate. You very rarely become immediately passionate about something you're not good at yet. You got to get good at the thing. So that's what I would say. Itchy Elbows is back with the $1.99. Thank you, Itchy Elbows. Have you seen Cowboy Bebop? If so, your thoughts? I have seen Cowboy Bebop. I think it is an excellent anime. Excellent anime. Everyone should watch it. I think it's on Netflix. Cole, I will let you draw Sharpie on my firstborn son. Okay. I will not be doing that. Do I feel happy and fulfilled right now? Yes, I do. I do. My life, the few people I do hang out with, my work makes me feel happy and fulfilled. I'm a pretty cynical person right now. Would self-improvement worsen that for me? I've been thinking that if I can make it through life on my own, then why should I trust anyone else? It's important to have faith in things outside of you. It's very important. It's important to self-actualize. And I don't think it would make, self-improvement wouldn't worsen your cynicalness, especially because I think through self-improvement, you start getting more respect and attention from other people. I think that would make it less cynical to just keep it real with you. It would only worsen it if you were expecting something that you didn't get in the end of self-improvement. Like the goal of self-improvement should just be because you enjoy improving yourself. If you're doing it because, oh, if I do this, I'll get this, then it'll never be enough for you. And it could make you more cynical. I like this song. How do I become more social? Do more social things. Go to events. Talk to more people on the street. Talk to more strangers. Read books about being more charismatic and sociable. Ask good questions. Just being becoming more social is about being more social. Hey, what's up? Lifting Vegan Logic, King of Sarcasm, is here. Funny ass dude, y'all should go subscribe to him. Funny ass motherfucker. Hey man, despite being complimented on my charisma and compassion, I find it hard to connect with new people. In most interactions with work colleagues slash mutuals, I feel I struggle to be myself. Well, that's a really bad place to expect to be yourself. It's going to be hard to connect with new people at work when everyone's just focused on work and putting on their work smiles and work personalities. I would find places where people don't have to be someone they're not, and you'll be less like someone you're not too. As far as what type of places are like that, I mean, almost anything outside of work is better than work. That's what I would say about that. I think you are a charismatic and compassionate person. It's just that work environments tend to drain that out of people. Hey Cole, I've been on track to becoming an artist for the last 2 years now. I've come to a point where I am unsure if it is truly what I want, and if I would rather do something else. What do you think? 2 years now. Why are you unsure if it's what you want? Because you're not making money off of it? Because you thought you'd be better than where you are? Because I had doubts on my YouTube journey before I was big. I mean, I told this story a lot, but for the first 3 years of my YouTube journey, I was not monetized. I finally got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube after 3 years. It took me 3 years to get 1,000 subscribers. So I don't know if 2 years is enough to know if it's right or not. Knowing when to quit is important. But I would say, you know, if you want to see what else is out there, feel free to, but I would still focus on your art, because 2 years isn't really enough to become masterful at it. And who knows, maybe your third year could be the year where it all makes sense. Like it was for me. My third year of YouTube was where it all started to make sense. Hey man, what should I do if a girl takes hours to respond? Nothing. She might not be that interested, but I've had girls who are actually interested in me who are just busier. Like they're like, some people are genuinely not on their phones 24/7. So I would just continue going about your day and not caring. Don't double text and be like, hey, where are you? Where are you? But I don't know. Maybe she doesn't use her phone that much. Maybe she's busy. Some people just genuinely aren't free every few hours. So that's what I would say. How do you get over the feeling of inferiority when you're talking to people that are more popular and socially capable? I mean, it's okay to I talk to people who I'm less capable and less popular. The only difference is, I don't know, I'm just so secure with myself and what I do that it doesn't really matter to me. I kind of just I just turn off my societal programming in that point, or I get inspired by them. If someone's popular, well, popularity doesn't really matter to me. I say as a YouTuber, let's be real here. I mean, I want to grow my channel, which requires me to be more popular. What am I talking about? But being, if I'm with someone and they're more socially capable than me, I'm like, hell yeah. Like, that fucking inspires me. I'm like, I want to become better. I like being around people that are more socially capable, because that inspires me to get better. That's how I would deal with it. I mean, feeling inferior is motivating sometimes. I don't know. But it's not from a place of like, oh, I hate myself, I need to become this person. It's more like, wow, I got more to improve upon. This person is inspiring. Just here to drop a like. Thank you. Drop a like if you guys would like. Helps out the stream. Any thoughts about Andrew Tate, the Bugatti King? I saw an article about some kid who could memorize the last 10 or the first 10 digits of pi. That's nice, but you look like a geek. That's one of my favorite Andrew Tate clips. It's okay. Andrew Tate, he's just so ridiculous, bro. Sometimes. I mean, okay, so there's a lot of clips out there of circulating. I think I just spoke in gibberish. There's a lot of clips out there of him circulating of his like most polarizing moments, because that's what gets the most engagement. I think he says a lot of things that he doesn't even believe in just to say them, kind of as a marketing tactic. I think that I disagree with a lot of what he says, and I think he's very. I'm not one to be very polarizing, and he's a very polarizing person. It's either like all or nothing with things. Like, this is how the world is, or this isn't how the world is. And I'm more like well, this is how the world is sometimes, but it can also be like this. So he's a controversial guy. He says a lot of things I don't agree with. But I think his overall message of you should try to improve yourself and enjoy life is good. That's what I would say about him. What am I looking for? Interesting. Someone asked me their thoughts on art therapy. I think that would be... I don't have much knowledge on it, but I like the idea of it. Because art is very therapeutic. What happened to your right arm? Burn wound? My right arm. I usually lie about this, but I'll just tell you guys a real story. When I was 6 years old, me and my sister were playing some game where she was trying to kick me. She was like, listen, I'll like do what she was doing. At least from what I remember. She was kind of just like... And she was like walking like that. And I'm like running from her, running. I run out my back door to the backyard, and I shut the door. Now this backyard door was one of those doors that has like 2 glass window panes, or you can put screens in it in the summer to replace the glass. So it's like a door, and it's got 2 glass window panes you can replace. So one of my hands is on the door handle, one of my hands is on the glass pane, and I'm like, she's on the other side of the door, and I'm like pushing on the door so she can't get out and kick me. I'm pushing and pushing. I push too hard. My hands go through the glass, and they break the glass. And I look to my left, and I see this on my hand, which was... Can I fucking do this? Wait. You see that? It's on my hand. Anyway. It's this thing. This thing on my hand. Which is now a scar, but it was cut. And then as I was pulling out from the glass, there was still like, you know, jagged glass from it being broken. And as I was pulling out, this part of my arm just scraped across the jagged glass, and this entire piece of skin was like dangling off of my arm by a thread. Massive piece of skin. And I was screaming so much, and I was in such shock that I don't think I even felt the pain. And I had to go to the hospital, and I got stitches, and they used... I don't know where they got this skin from. I don't freaking know. That's the story of that. Hey, I need some advice. I need to make a diet list, but I don't know what to do. Can you help? My video coming up about... Oh my god. I need advice to make a diet. So my video coming up about testosterone, boosting your testosterone, you'll see a lot of my diet in it, and I'll give you a lot of tips, but it's very, it's a lot to explain. Why do I feel like I'm missing some of these chats? Because one guy on screen here, can I point? Hold on, wait. Where is it? Chris McGowan. He said, screaming, did your nuts fall off too? I was 6 years old. Chill out, bro. My entire arm got cut off. Oh, he said JK, okay. Bro, I was 6 years old. What am I gonna do? Andrew Tate wouldn't have cried. Andrew Tate would have been like, just a scratch. Any good workout plan for home? Yes. Look up Cole Hastings workout plan on YouTube. You'll find one. What are your thoughts on pets? I like them. Love pets. I love animals. You read anything by Carl Jung? He really helped my view on the world. I was able to get my life together enough to where I lost 70 pounds in 8 months. Yes. I've done some research on Carl Jung. A lot of shadow work stuff I've read. He provides some great insights into the human psyche. "18, fit, fairly attractive, never had a girlfriend." What's wrong with that? Why do you think you need to have a girlfriend by 18? You're doing just fine. What are some of your favorite hobbies you've adopted throughout your self-improvement journey? My favorite hobbies I've adopted are meditation, video editing, making videos, writing scripts, I think has been amazing. What else? I don't know. Hobbies I've adopted. I really like reading fiction. That too. Just enjoying life. Enjoying life more. Being in nature. Hey Cole, are you an INFJ? I am. People ask me about MBTI. Oh shit, that's right. I forgot to bring up those questions that some of you guys asked in the YouTube community post that I made. And one of them was about like MBTIs and 16 personalities and if they're like actually useful. I don't think like they tell you, you know, what's your best person to match with in terms of relationship and stuff like that, and what, I don't know. It can provide some good insights, I think, into yourself, but just not overly identifying with your personality type identification in the same way that you shouldn't overly identify with your astrological sign. Be like, oh, today I freaked out on my coworker and called them a manipulative asshole and I spit in their face, but it's because I'm a Capricorn, so it's okay. Like, that type of shit is stupid. It's stupid as fuck. That's when it's just stupid. Oh yeah, someone else asked me, I wonder if this person is here. Y3 New Gen. Are you here at the end of the stream? Which was they asked me about how to deal with lust, how to overcome it and not suppress sexual urges, so dealing with the urge in a non-lustful way. I think, yeah, lust is a powerful thing. I think sexual energy is very powerful, and there's a lot of things you can do to release it, whether that's exercising, getting out in a social scenario when I feel lustful, I feel like helps me a lot and just calms the feelings. Dealing with the urge in a non-lustful way, yeah, I mean, you know, exuding that energy somehow into creative work or like activity, physical activity, but also, you know, my current stance on like nofap and retention, I don't think you need to retain as long as you are not overindulging in fapping and it's in moderation and you don't do it to dirty websites, is a way to overcome lust. Just not totally relying on that is what I think. How many hours on the internet would you consider being chronically online? So you're awake for like 16 hours of your day. Let's say like 14. So being chronically online would be like 5 to 7 hours. 5 or maybe like 6 or 7 or more. That's what I would say. And yeah, I'm assuming you're asking because you saw Gerbert Johnson's latest video about being chronically online. Very good YouTuber. I love his sense of humor. I love the way he edits. I think it's just, he is a very good Gen Z person. And people are willing to listen to a guy who has that type of humor and presents himself in that way much more. And he's got a good message. He's funny as fuck. And please don't make this stream private. This stream is not going to be private, guys. It is going to be unlisted. That means, you know, I'm going to create a playlist on my channel where you can find all my live streams. And they will be unlisted, but if you just go to that playlist, you can find every single live stream I've done. I'm going to make that after this live stream. And I'm going to end the live stream now. Wait. Yes, we officially streamed for about 3 hours. We broke my live stream record. And I need to head to the gym now, guys. Man, it was fun. Thank you guys so much for the donations. Like I said, the stream will be unlisted, but it'll be in my playlist section on my channel. And yeah, awesome live stream, awesome questions. Thank you guys so much for engaging with the content, for asking some great questions. So much support, so ridiculous. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, and I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I hope this made your day a little bit better. The next 2 videos are very, very big projects. I'm very excited to put them out. They took a ton of effort. You're going to want to see these videos. They're some of the best videos I've made on this channel so far. So, we'll see those within a few days. Have a good Sunday. Hope you get stuff done or just relax or whatever. I don't go live that often. I try to once a month, but I haven't been good at that. Hopefully we do another one soon, right? So, thanks guys. I will see you later. I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you soon.